All right, let's move on to this, and this is a little wild to say, and there may be some manipulation going on. So let's talk about it. Going to the Jaguars now. Passing game coordinator Brian Schottenheimer says Jaguars have yet to decide on QB1. Quote, it's still too early to say how this thing's going to play out. Okay, you got Trevor Lawrence, number 1 overall pick. He's gonna play. Everyone's been talking and raving and wanting to get this man into the NFL as soon as possible. He's going to be QB1. This is no decision. This is no debate. It doesn't matter who else they have on their team. They could have Drew Brees. They could have Aaron Rodgers. They could have Tom Brady. It doesn't matter. You're going with the future right now. You're not gonna do these backup quarterbacks, especially since the backup is Gardner Minshew, who, we don't think is terrible, but you're gonna do Trevor Lawrence over Gardner Minshew. There's so much hype and build up over Trevor Lawrence, folks, over the last 3 years, folks. We've been talking about this man in the NFL for 3 years. He's gonna play and he's gonna be QB1. We'll get into this article in a second just to kind of see, if we can find any kind of breadcrumbs that, we are getting kind of confirmation that Trevor Lawrence is going to be the starter, like we kind of heard from Matt Nagy yesterday, kind of saying, hey, Andy Dalton's our starter right now, but anything can happen. So, which once again kind of leads us to believe that Justin Fields will be the starter come week 1. But why is this story interesting and maybe a little manipulation on the part of the Jaguars? Because we just talked about Gardner Minshew earlier this week. He said he wants to compete for a starting job. He does not want to be the backup, and he kind of knows he's already the backup here in Jacksonville. So Brian Schottenheimer says, oh, no. Yeah, we still don't even know. We don't even know who's going to be quarterback number 1. It could be Gardner Minshew. It could be Trevor Lawrence. But it's way too early. We can't even get into that. They're all looking so gosh darn good out there. So they want to keep Gardner Minshew as the backup to push Trevor Lawrence. And gosh forbid, once again, knock on wood, if anything happens to Trevor Lawrence, they still have, that's a great backup right there. Gardner Minshew, best backup quarterback in the league right now. I'll say that. I've got no problem saying that. But they want to keep Gardner Minshew there, and Gardner Minshew wants out because he's not going to be the starter. So a little manipulation here. Maybe Gardner Minshew hears this and he's like, oh, well, I can stay now. I don't want to leave now. I can stay now, and I actually can compete, and I actually can get the starting job over Trevor Lawrence, who they just drafted number 1 overall in the NFL draft, and that everybody's been talking about for 30 years, 3 seasons, about how great he's been. Everybody, you have now, who has heard one bad thing about Trevor Lawrence? I'll wait. What's one bad thing you've heard about Trevor Lawrence in the last 3 years, folks? It's been 1 year of Tua in the league, and we've been talking about Tua for probably like 2 or 3 years. Oh, the hip injury. He can't stay healthy. After year 1, oh my God, he can't even throw the ball. Folks, what bad thing have we heard from Trevor Lawrence in the last 3 years? This is kind of, uncharted territory. People are knocking Justin Fields and Trey Lance already, folks. So the fact that we haven't heard anything bad by Trevor Lawrence, of course he's going to be the week 1 starter. So a little manipulation here to get Gardner Minshew to stay potentially, and I'm not totally about that. Let that man go because, hey, you don't have that long in this league. 1 year removed from playing is going to hurt your value, hurt your contract value, and just hurt your kind of overall look. Oh, he hasn't played in a year. Does he still have it? The only person that gets that treatment is Tim Tebow. You can go 9 years not playing and everybody slurps it right back up for some reason. But let's go into this article right here and see if we get anything on what's going on with this actual quarterback situation. So, a year of change for the Jaguars hasn't spared anyone, including Gardner Minshew. Where Minshew stands with the club remains intriguing, though, because while the Jaguars are clearly moving into a new era under center, Minshew is still around, and despite what one might say about a backup seated behind a newly anointed savior of the franchise, Minshew still carries value. The question then is what Minshew's role might be with the new-look Jaguars. Passing game coordinator Brian Schottenheimer cautioned against assuming Minshew was entrenched as the number 2 quarterback when asked about the position group Wednesday, especially after the Jaguars added veteran passer C.J. Beathard. Okay, please stop this. Please stop this. Gardner Minshew is way better than C.J. Beathard. This is no contest here. It's Trevor Lawrence 1. Gardner Minshew 2, CJ Beathard 3. Like, folks, we don't. You can say whatever you want. We know what the actual status is here. So you say what you have to say. These people know what they're doing. They know what the plan is, folks. So please spare us that, CJ Beathard's going to make, an interesting quarterback competition here with the Jaguars. I'm not buying any of that. In his mind, at this stage, everything remains wide open, even after Jaguars spent the number 1 overall pick with Clemson star Trevor Lawrence. Quote, well, again, I don't agree 100%. Well, again, I don't agree 100%, Schottenheimer said Wednesday of Minshew's projected standing as the second option under center. Quote, we certainly haven't named a starter. Our objective from day one was to build the best quarterback room that we could. We knew that we had in Gardner. CJ was a guy that we really looked at on the field, and we saw him make a lot of the plays and have some of the athleticism that we really, really like from our quarterbacks. Jake Luton was highly thought of last year. I know we really like him in Seattle when he came out. And then, of course, you got a chance to add a Trevor Lawrence into the mix. You're going to do that. But we're not in a position where we're going to say, hey, number 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll do it for you. Trevor Lawrence 1, Gardner Minshew 2, CJ Beathard 3, Jake Luton 4. That's it right there. I don't need you to say it. We know what it is. And once again, you're stringing Gardner Minshew along, just trying to keep him there. Once again, to push Trevor Lawrence to be a little bit of a mentor. Gardner Minshew came in, played his rookie season, can probably, pass on some advice to Trevor Lawrence a little bit to handle all the media, to handle all the press. I mean, Minshew Mania, that was big, folks. That was big in 2018, 2019. So he knows, hey, I'm not going to, you're probably going to get a lot more spotlight in your rookie year than I did, but hey, this is how I handled it. This is what you can expect, this and this and this, and this is how you can get better on the field because I've been here for 2 years. So once again, they just really want Gardner Minshew there to be the backup, to maybe be a little bit of a mentor to Trevor Lawrence. Obviously, he can't be that much of a mentor because he is going into his 3rd year, but still, that 2 years of experience is still valuable, especially handling that limelight that he did for not long, but it was still something. All right, another quote here. Quote, we're letting them all roll. Everyone's getting reps. We want this thing to be really competitive. Ultimately, when we name a starter, we'll name a starter. And Urban will do that when he's ready. And once again, this Urban thing, oh my God, it's all up to him. And he doesn't even have any say in Tim Tebow. But then he signs him. I'm over Urban Meyer having any decisions, any firm decisions over this team. Now, I know he's the head coach, so ultimately any decision is going to come down to what he says, but I'm not liking it. I'm not liking it so far. And Urban will do that when he's ready. But I've just enjoyed watching these guys compete. Like I said, from Gardner's standpoint, he's an alpha. He's got leadership ability. You love that. CJ's come in here. He's had to catch up with some of the system stuff because of the verbiage here. Stayed with the same coach. Offensive line coach George Werherp saying. And then, of course, Jake has been a guy. He's been a guy, probably the least amount of reps, but every time he's been out there, he's been moved the team, and he's done things where we're like, wow, that's really great. I'm thrilled with where we are right now as a quarterback room. It's still too early to say how this thing's going to play out. It's not. And I think you maybe are doing Trevor Lawrence a little bit of a disservice. We just heard him say, hey, everybody's getting reps out here, but, maybe have your top 2 at least take the most reps. I think you might be doing them a little bit of a disservice, not getting them the reps. I mean, Tua didn't even have any reps last year, and then it affected his play in this season, folks, not knowing what open was in the NFL. Get Trevor Lawrence those reps. Stop trying to play this, everybody has a fair chance here. They don't. Just be honest. We knew as soon as the Jaguars had the number 1 overall pick officially come, what was it? When do we know? Week 17, week 16? Whenever we knew Trevor Lawrence was going to be the instant starter. So don't kind of, say, oh my God, everyone's got a fair shake here. Everyone's got an equal opportunity. We're giving them all the same reps. We're loving everything we're seeing. I think you're truly doing this team overall a disservice by doing that. Name name Trevor Lawrence a starter, or if you don't want to do that, then just at least say that it's, Gardner Minshew and Trevor Lawrence. Don't start giving, Jake Luton and CJ Beathard good reps, folks. And that's no disrespect to these players, but they've had their chance. Maybe not Jake Luton, but CJ Beathard had his chance there with the 49ers and nothing great there. So come on. I think you're truly doing this team a disservice. Name Trevor Lawrence a starter. Let Gardner Minshew leave. You can get some good value out of him. You may be able to get it like a second, third round pick for the man in a trade. But to say that everyone has a kind of a fair and equal opportunity to go out and win the starting job, I think it's a little bogus. I think it's a little bogus. So that's where we are with the Jags. And once again, just nothing great. There has been nothing great from the Jaguars that we truly like and truly buy into, folks. This Jaguars team could truly be a dumpster fire right off the rip. Almost sneezed right there. But this Jaguars team could be awful right off the rip, folks, with Urban Meyer taking in Tim Tebow. He could potentially be the starting tight end. Urban Meyer being not proven in the NFL. Just because you were good in college doesn't mean you're going to be good in the NFL. We've seen this time and time and time again, folks. So I'm not liking anything that we're hearing out of Jacksonville early on, and that's not a good sign. So we'll see what else happens here, but we all know Trevor Lawrence is a week 1 starter. No, am I crazy, folks? Am I crazy? Or are we all on the same page on this? I think we all should be. But we'll see, folks. Still more time. Obviously, we kind of have this like month break of mini camps to training camps. Training camps kind of start like July 27th, real end of July. So we'll see what happens, but I'm not buying it. Hopefully some good stories come out of Jacksonville. We've got none, folks. We've got no good stories. Nothing. Not one silver lining in any of the stories that we've read from Jacksonville, folks. Can't buy them. All right.